Hey guys, and welcome to Jay's Nest. Today is, what is today? It's Friday, May 29th. It's 8:45 a.m. The kids probably aren't gonna wake up till like 10 a.m. because our sleep schedule's all messed up. I went to bed at like 4:30, so I'm really tired. And I have so much anxiety right now, like crippling. I don't even want to do this day in the life, not because I don't want to do it, but because I feel sometimes I just get really crippled by anxiety. So today, while the kids are still sleeping, I'm gonna take some time for some self-care before they wake up. My camera died while I was talking, and I can't find my backup batteries for whatever reason. But I feel a lot better. I woke up this morning with a lot of anxiety, just a lot of pressure in my chest and in my throat. And so I took some time in the bathroom while the kids were still sleeping to dim the lights and turn some music on and just dance. Let all of my emotions out, let all of my tenseness out, let all of my stress out, let any tears out that I had. And now I feel a lot better. I feel good to start the day. Willow is now awake, and I have her in a flip diaper cover with a receiving blanket and a pad fold, of course, because I like to keep it simple. Lately, I've been in the practice of grounding myself by literally just putting my feet directly on the grass. And in this place, I find a lot of calm. I find a lot of peace here. I find a lot of relaxation. I actually felt called to create this space where I have this little mud pit in my yard, and I stick my feet in it, and I connect with the earth that way, and I ground myself in my emotions, and I just relax that way, and it feels so good. Scarlett is up now. She's always the last one to wake up in the household, especially lately. I'm letting her choose whatever diaper she wants. She's very particular about which diaper she wants to wear. This Flats challenge has been a little bit of a challenge for her, and only having a small amount of diapers to choose from. But she chose this Diaper Rite diaper cover, and I'm pairing it with a Green Mountain Diaper muslin flat. Now it's 11:35 and it's time to do a little bit of diaper laundry. I do little spurts of diaper laundry throughout the day to keep up with the hand washing. I'm using this Zote bar. I'm trying out actual just hand washing this time around. I do plunge, but I figured I'd give it a try. Just give actual hand washing with my hands in a bar of soap a try. And you know what? I'm actually liking it. It takes less time than the plunging method, and I have a video on the plunging method that I use. I've already made a video about it. I'll go link it down below. Actually, I have videos from both 2018 and 2019 about how I hand wash bucket and plunger style. But I'm actually really enjoying this Zote bar. It cleans pretty well in my experience, and I find that it's literally maybe 15-20 minutes to like get the whole process done, which isn't too bad. But in this video clip that you're watching, I'm actually doing the pre-wash. So I actually rinsed them with water before I stuck them in here, and now I'm just giving them a quick little pre-rinse, rubbing them down with soap a little bit, and then I plunged afterwards. It is now 12:10 and Scarlett just used the potty. She's been using the potty pretty regularly this past week, which is really awesome. I'm so proud of her. So it's raining right now. I had my plants outside hardening off, and hardening off refers to the process of growing. Okay, so I have these grow lights, and the magnitude of these grow lights are nothing compared to the sun. The sun is so strong. And so I can't just stick these plants outside into the ground. I have to introduce them to the sun. I start off with small intervals of time, like an hour, 2 hours, and then every day I slowly introduce them to more and more sun. But today it's raining a lot, so I just brought them back inside. But I am going to plant some in my garden, and I'm gonna take you guys with me. I don't know how much I'm gonna film since it is raining, but it's like an overcast day. It's a really nice day. There were tomato plants that I started in like February maybe? Way too early. I just wanted to try it out as an experiment, and next year I'm definitely not going to do that again. They're struggling hard because they've just gotten so big. There was one whose root was almost as big as me. I'll actually insert a clip of that. It is crazy. It was huge. And I actually have that one planted in the ground. I'm moving. I'm not staying in this house, but I'm having trouble trying to get out of this house. And so I'm in this like weird middle spot, but it's prime time for everybody of all zones to get their garden in the ground, like right now. And you can still keep planting within the next months or whatever, but I want to get my big plants that are like suffering and they need to get in the ground. I'm going to get them in the ground today. And I'm doing container gardening. I didn't plan to do container gardening this year, but I was kind of left with no choice. You know, if I want to garden, then this is what I'm going to have to do. So I'm just going to share my successes and my failures with container gardening. I don't know anything about container gardening, but I'm going to take you guys with me and let's go. Here's the sky right now. It's getting a little dark in this area. And then here are the tomato plants that are going in the ground right now. These big ones. And then all of these I'm actually giving away to like friends and family, neighbors, and just people in my local community. And we're gonna need to talk about COVID. We're gonna need to talk about gardening and sustainability today. I really wanna open up this really vulnerable conversation with you guys. But first, I really need to get this garden in the ground. I'll show you what I do have set up though. So I have these buckets already filled. I drilled holes in the bottom of them. So all of these have holes drilled on the bottom. If you're container gardening, the first thing you really want to ask yourself is, does your container have holes? That's really important. So I drilled holes in every single container. All of these black 5-gallon buckets will have tomatoes in them. And then over here I have a bunch of green beans in these containers. I didn't stick anything in here yet. I'll probably just do some herbs. But all of these have been planted with green beans. I'm going to do a progression video of how it looks. I think I fit 8 green bean plants, bush bean plants, in each of these containers. It's like 12 by 18 inches. So I'll take you guys along with me and show you the progression of everything. I have a bunch of garlic here. I did plant some strawberry plants here, but something dug it up. And then in these little spots I have like red cabbage, I have broccoli and cauliflower, but it's really late in the season to be growing these things and the buggies are loving them. Also, I didn't harden these off, and so they are actually pretty sunburnt. Plus the bugs have been eating them, so they're kind of at a disadvantage right now. That one looks good though. I have not weeded my yard yet, but I have 3 bags of lettuce here. I grew right out of the bags. I saw this on Roots and Refuge. I'll link her video down below so you guys can watch. This is an excellent way to grow lettuce. And then in all of these baskets I have strawberries actually. Some don't look great. Others beautifully thriving. And this plant right here is a cherry tomato. This is the one that had that like 2-foot long root. It actually looks like there are some other cherry tomatoes that like self-seeded from last year. This one right here is from a tree, but that is a tomato plant, and so is that. So there are a few tomato plants, and I'm just actually going to let them grow and do their thing. You know, they wanted to come up and be alive, so I'm gonna let them. And then this is another cherry tomato. He was really sad and dying and wilting, and he's looking a little better. I don't know if he's gonna make it, but we can sure hope so. I need to actually stake him up because he keeps falling over in this plastic cup. It's not helping.
You wait and see if it's worth your while. So give me your all. I'll take it to Mars. Oh, I'll stick like glue inside your mind. Just watch me break it. I swear, you're falling into me, touch me. I swear, you would do anything that I want. So keep us awake till the dawn. Ooh, baby, feel free. I wanna make you sweat on me.
Everybody was soaked from playing in the rain, so I changed the girls. It's now 1:30. I changed Scarlett into a button super cover with a Green Mountain Diapers Clotheez muslin flat. And then for Willow, I put her in a Diaper Rite cover with a receiving blanket. About this point of the video, the girls really aren't interested in being in the video anymore. You know, I woke up this morning with a lot of anxiety. Just a heavy feeling on my chest, and you know, life isn't perfect. And I don't think it's meant to be. There are going to be days where we're feeling off. There are going to be days where we're hurting. There are going to be days where we don't even know why we feel pain. And that's fine. Feel what you have to feel. Feel what you have to feel. I think one of the most important things that I've learned within the past year especially is to just find tools of joy. I mean, honestly, find something that brings you joy. We deserve that. We deserve to have time for ourselves where we can explore ourselves and explore our hobbies and our likes and really get to know the adult version of ourselves. We deserve that. We deserve to relax a little. Being an adult can be stressful. Existing in this world can be stressful. Taking care of children, relationships, there are just so many things that can make life stressful. And life isn't always about the high points. Life isn't positive vibes only. Life is this duality, both sides of the spectrum. And so when life is feeling a little down, when you're sorting through the shadows of yourself, of the world, you have to remember those tools of joy to get you through. My tools of joy are dance and sound. So music, I like to sing music, I like to play music, I like to listen to music and dance to music. And dancing in itself has given me so much freedom in my expression. And this is something I want to make a video about because I have so much to say about how movement has changed my life. Like conscious movement. Movement with intention. And not just exercise. I'm like, torturing myself to run a mile and I just don't feel like doing that. That does not sound exciting to me. That does not make me want to go exercise and be healthy. I don't want to fucking run a mile right now. But would I love to sit in a bathroom for an hour and just dance? Yeah. And I do. Almost every single morning I do that. I have to do that for my sanity, to create space for myself, to spend time with myself. I love being alone. I love it. When I was younger, I was scared to be alone. Scared to be in nature. Scared to live out in the country. And now that's what I crave, that's what I desire. I want to get away from the concrete jungle and just really go into the real jungle, the forest. Connect with nature. Nature offers a lot of love. And I think there is a huge disconnection with humanity and nature. This beautiful language, this beautiful relationship that we've had since the beginning of time. This is creation. We are actually molded from the same material, the same matter, the same carbon and iron, potassium that the earth is made of. We are just a different expression. These plants are alive, but in a different way. And there's something very, very healing about nature and the elements, the rain, the thunderstorms, the wind, the snow, the sun, the earth, the fire. All of it. There really is, when you connect with these things, it's just so simple. Sometimes it's so simple that it just sounds stupid. It does for some people. Like, I could feel less stressed if I took deeper breaths more often and moved my body a little bit. That sounds stupid. I don't want to do that. It's simple. Eat a little more plants. That's where we come from. That's where we come from. Our ancestors have saved and passed down seeds, and nature has formed in so many different ways for us to get nutrients from it. We gotta eat more plant foods, man. These companies, we rely on them for food, for nutrition, and they don't fucking care. We just live in a broken system, and this is the time to see it. Please see it. Please take the time to see this system and see what's going on and find some sovereignty. Find some empowerment within yourself. We need to garden. Find foods that you like. And you know what? You'll find that homegrown food is filled with so much flavor. You know, the tomatoes from the store are disgusting. I just made some fresh salsa. I took jalapenos, tomatoes, onions, garlic, blended them all together. Cooked them for a little bit, and it's good, but it's not great. It's kind of flavorless. Halfway kind of tastes like dirt because those tomatoes are just nasty because they pick them off the vine unripe so they can travel across the world, the United States or whatever. And not only that, they're only bred to be like a certain size, a certain color. It's not about flavor at all. And so
The produce that we eat in the store is a great injustice to what food can really be. And when you grow your own food, you taste that. You taste the freshness. You taste all the different flavors. Like last year I grew a Black Beauty tomato. Okay, first time I've ever had a homegrown tomato. And it tasted like a fruit. A fruit. Delicious, just meaty, juicy fruit. To me, it tasted like a mixture between an apple and a pear. And it was a tomato. And I now understand why they call that a fruit. Because when you tap into these home varieties, these heirloom varieties, and growing your own food, it's a different experience than a freaking tomato that you get at Walmart. It is a totally different experience. And what's going on in the world right now with COVID, we are going to see the effects of that this fall and winter. Production for a lot of these things have slowed down, and so by the time fall and winter comes around, we might see some shortages. It might not be a big deal, okay? It might be small shortages, okay? But since production levels have been down because there are less employees, less things are being produced, well, that can lead to shortages, and it might not be extreme. And I'm not trying to scare you with that at all, but we really need to look. We can't be scared to look. We cannot be scared to look, especially if we have babies. We need to prepare. We need to prepare ourselves with more sovereignty, with more self-sustainability. And one easy way to do that is get seeds. Even if you can't grow this year, that's okay. But get some seeds. Prepare. It's important. It's important that you do that. It's important that you know how to grow your own food. That is our right as humans, to know how to grow food. That's our right. It's been passed down for thousands and thousands of years, for as long as humans have been here. It's our right to grow food, to make new types of varieties through the natural cross-pollination. We've lost so many varieties in the past 100 years because of industrial agriculture. And gardening doesn't have to be fancy, just like cloth diapering doesn't have to be fancy. I got these 5-gallon buckets from Walmart for like $3. I got bags of dirt for $2 a bag. It takes less than one bag to create that. So that's about, plus the seeds, that costs about $5, $6 maybe. But this is a way that you can absolutely garden. Not fancy, not my ideal garden, not my dream garden, not what I've been dreaming of for a few years now, but this will do, and this will provide food for my family. I want to be able to grow enough food this year to can. I really want to can food this year. I really feel called to can, especially with the possibility of shortages in the future. I just want to be prepared, and it's important to be prepared. This is not a fear-mongering thing. This is not like, ooh, prepper. Being a prepper is not a bad thing. Being prepared, there are extreme levels to everything. We can't just be ignorant and just see things so one-sided. There are levels. There are people who take prepping to like extreme levels, but there are also things in between and lower levels. It's not bad to learn how to can your food, to learn how to grow your food. We have the chance to really learn how to do that stuff in a calm way, in an empowered way. Not out of fear, not out of necessity, not because we're starving and waiting for our food to grow. We have an opportunity, a window to really learn these things. Don't pass this opportunity up to learn. This is a great time to learn. I don't know what the future holds, but I really feel like growing our own food is something worth doing.
It's now 3:30 and both of the girls have used the potty, which is exciting. I think Willow got inspired by Scarlett and she decided to copy her, and she actually did use the toilet. She'd been using the toilet on and off since she was about 9 months old. So I am down here in the plant room. Look at all those plants. And I'm actually going to repot some of these plants. Some of them look sad and droopy. Most of them have 2 plants per tiny little cell here. So I'm going to separate them out. They're big enough now. And I'm going to put them in these little pots here so they can have their own little pots. A lot of these are going to be given away. I think there's a good majority of ones in this one specifically that are actually for my personal garden. But I do have like, I think, almost 2 full solid trays of seeds
I mean, if I were to guess, I would probably guess maybe 75 plants of things that I'll actually give away, of like tomatoes and stuff like that. Because there are a lot of things that will just go directly into the ground. Like my green beans I have out there, those went directly into the ground. Cucumber, squash, watermelon, and all of those will go directly into the ground. Carefully at this leaf, the edge of it has these two leaves pinched together. This is actually the shell that it cracked out of. That's the little casing that it was in. And it hasn't shed it yet. So now it has its arms crossed. It's so cute. Tomatoes actually have these little hairs on it. You see that? These little white hairs? And those actually turn into roots. So you can bury tomato plants really deep and they will root. You could I could just pinch off these leaves right here and bury the plant all the way to here. And it would do just fine because it has roots all along the stem, which is really cool. So when I plant tomato plants, I do plant them pretty deep. These ones I didn't plant too deep, but when I put them in the ground, I definitely will. I always pinch off the bottom leaves before I plant a plant. I'm gonna let this guy keep those lower leaves. He will shed those. These are his first leaves. These are the first leaves that he ever had, and he will shed them. And these right here are his true leaves. So these are the leaves that will stick with him and he'll grow with as he gets a little older. It is really fascinating how plants work and how they live and how they grow, and it's so cool. It's such an honor to be part of this process of taking just this tiny little seed and loving on it and nurturing it and caring for it and then watching it grow. It is so fulfilling to grow your own food. It brings you so much joy. If you love to mother things, like if you just have this natural instinct to mother things, you know, you love babies, you love animals, you love plants, and you haven't yet tried gardening, you're gonna love it. Yeah, things die. That's part of nature. They have a shorter life than we do, so we will see lots of plants die in our lifetime, but that doesn't make you a bad gardener. We all kill plants at some point, and some plants, they're just not strong enough to live, and that's okay. But for the ones that do live, and for the ones that grow strong, it is so rewarding to be part of this process, to work with nature and to love on it and nurture it and then watch it grow. And it gives you food, nutrients, sustainability. Like, that is beautiful. The girls actually didn't dirty their cover, so I'm just going to change out the inserts. For Scarlett, I'm putting her in the Green Mountain Diaper muslin flat, and for Willow, I'm putting her in the receiving blanket. Right now it's 7 p.m. and I'm doing a little bit of plunging throughout the day. I just kind of hand wash the diapers throughout the day. I don't ever get it done just in one sitting. Right now it is 9 o'clock. The girls don't always get to bed at 9 o'clock. Sometimes they wait till about 11 o'clock. But I'm gonna go ahead and put them in their night diapers. For Willow, I'm putting her in a Mama Koala pocket diaper with a stretchy flat. And for Scarlett, I'm just going to use this button super cover. I'm gonna be honest, I passed out last night. I was running on 4 hours of sleep, and as I laid Willow down for bed, I closed my eyes and I was out. But I want to end this video on an extremely important note. If you've made it this far, I really ask, my neighbor's dog. If you've made it this far, I really ask that you just listen to this part of the video. Please listen. Listen with your heart. I'm holding space right now for my brothers and sisters of color. And honestly, I don't have a solution for racism. Adults, you know what I mean? Like, I don't even know where racism stems from. Ignorance, hatred, fear. There's really no excuse for it. But the one thing we can do something as parents. We can. Please listen. We can teach our children to respect, to not be afraid of people of color. It starts with us. Our children learn from us. Please, teach your children tolerance. Teach your children to respect. It starts with us, this next generation. I can't fix these people in this world right now that are racist. But we can fix this next generation, and that is empowering. That is powerful. Too often we think our jobs as moms, as parents and caretakers and caregivers and parents to be one day, aunts and uncles, we think that this job isn't that important. But we are raising the next generation. We are the nurturers. We need to teach our children. It starts with us at home. Skin color, the word human. When we break the word human down, hue and man. Hue is a range and shade of colors. The range and shade of colors of man. It's beautiful. All of the rainbow colors that kiss and form our skin and our body in this vessel. It's beautiful and it should be celebrated. We need to take this conversation away from, well, I see no color. Why is this a race war? Why is it always about people of color dying? That is not the conversation we need to be having right now. The conversation we need to be having with our brothers and sisters of color is, I see you. I love you. I respect you. And I am on your side. Some of our ancestors, if you have a white lineage, we have ancestors of good, of our highest good. We have ancestors that are horrible and evil and everything in between, okay? See the scale. There's a scale for everything. We can't be so ignorant and be like, oh, my ancestors were shit, all these white people are shit. No, man, they were good ones too. And we can't just say, oh, all of my ancestors are good. I love my ancestors. There are bad ones too, you know? There's a scale. But if you come from a white lineage, a lot of our history is about dominating cultures. It's about taking people, colonizing them, killing them, taking whole cultures away, stripping away their culture. That's not right. And that's part of the white lineage. It's our responsibility in this generation and in our next generation to heal what our ancestors did. Right now's the time. Right now. There's no time to wait. Right now is the time to help our brothers and sisters of color heal from this generational trauma. They need us to stand by their side. They need our support. It's time for us to stand up, to flip the role of what our ancestors did. Some of our ancestors. So parents, guardians, caretakers, hopeful parents to be, aunts, uncles, whatever you are. Please start with the children. We can change the future. We can. We can change the future, and it starts with us. I have a video made on this. It's why I haven't posted any flat videos, because I have been like caught up in this whirlwind of racism, and I've been mourning and crying, and I just haven't had the energy to make videos. And so I made this a really emotionally charged video, and I'm actually going to redo it because I want to find a place of center and calmness before I talk. I don't care if I show emotions or if I cry or if I get angry, but the mood that I had the other day when I made this video was just a little too harsh, and I want to redo it. And I'm going to come up with all the other flat videos, my favorite flat fold, how I've been hand washing my diapers. I just need some time to film those videos, but I have a whole video dedicated to this subject, and we'll talk deeper about it in that video. And it's an important talk to have, so please stay tuned for it. Please listen with an open heart. It comes from the heart. It's a pure place that it comes from, with just love, with just wanting to change the world and realizing that we can. And it starts with our children. We can change the world. We can't change other people, but we can raise our children right, and that's where it starts. It starts with us. Us. That is so powerful. It starts with us. All right, I'm gonna end the video here. I gotta hang the diapers on the line. Maybe I'll actually show a clip of that after I'm done with this. I gotta hang the diapers on the line, and I love you guys. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time.
I won't make it easy for you now. You got 2 minutes of my time, and I don't really break too easily, but I'm worth it, 'cause I'll slip into your dreams tonight. Oh, so